I'll tell you what, when I go home, and keep in mind, fellas, my family's from Canada. They know who you guys are. And football ain't like that in Canada. But they know who you are. And when I talk about y'all, damn, I talk about y'all with great pride, because guess what? I don't do this for the love of the game. I do this for the love of y'all. And I do this because I want to see y'all be successful on that field.
You expect me to believe that Canadians can identify the unrecognizable players on Colorado's roster? You expect me to believe that people in Canada care about this losing team in Colorado? I'm in America, and I cannot name a single player on this roster. Hell, I don't know if people in Colorado could identify a player on the roster. Hell, if you've seen the team in practice, they look like a peewee football team. The only people that can recognize the players are the parents who are picking them up from practice. Look, I have never been in a college football locker room, but I do have 41 years of experience living with Frank and Beans. I have 41 years of experience thinking like a man. When I was miserable working at various jobs in corporate America, I had female bosses and I had male bosses. I saw the way that women lead and I saw the way that men lead. And more importantly, I saw how people responded to the different styles of leadership. Messaging matters, but oftentimes the messenger is more important than the message. If you don't have the right messenger, the message might not be received. And I just cannot imagine that the young men in that locker room in Colorado, I cannot imagine that they received that incredibly forced, inauthentic message from Morgen Cote. Morgen Cote is the strength and conditioning coach at Colorado. She has the toughest job in the country this season because she is responsible for putting muscle on the smallest roster in the country. For reasons unknown, she was also responsible for hyping up the team, motivating the team. And I don't know if this was as effective as Deion Sanders thought it would be. I know this is hard for some people to understand, especially those who spend Sunday mornings at Woke United Methodist, but women and men are different. When I was a child, and even as a teenager, when my mom threatened to punish me as a child, when she threatened to put some mild bruises on my caboose because I was misbehaving, I didn't care. We laugh about it now, but I used to laugh when Mom tried to punish me. Eventually, though, she learned of a more effective way. All she had to do was say, "I'm calling your father." All of a sudden, I was on my best behavior. I want you to think about something. Imagine you're 19, 20 years old. You're a football player at the University of Colorado, and you're listening to that lovely message from Morgen Cote. You guys are famous in Canada. They know who you guys are. When I talk about y'all, I do so with great pride because I don't do this for the love of the game. I don't do this for money. I do this for the love of y'all. Ooh, love. I love love. I love you. You love me. Let's hold hands in unity. As a young man, hell, as a grown man, would you be inspired by that? You remember, these are football players. They're playing one of the most dangerous sports in the country. They are supposed to be motivated to kick someone's ass. They are supposed to be motivated to hit a receiver crossing the middle of the field. And Morgen Cote is motivating them to love one another. I just don't think the message came across as intended. I showed my wife this message last night. I wanted to know what she thought about it because when I saw it last night, I felt secondhand embarrassment. It was almost uncomfortable for me to watch it. I showed the clip to my wife, and unsurprisingly, she loved it. Oh, that was inspiring. Who was that? She's a great speaker. I'm sure most women thought the message was inspiring, but men? Young men? I imagine it's hard for young men to be motivated to put a brutal tackle on someone when their female coach is inspiring them with messages of love. I guess we'll see how effective this was here in a couple of weeks. Deion Sanders knows a hell of a lot more about football than I do, but I wonder, throughout his time at Florida State, throughout his Hall of Fame NFL career, I wonder how many times Deion Sanders was inspired by a woman with messages of love. My guess is none. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later on the main channel.